Hi, historians. You should have already watched my lecture on the new era, but I wanted to give you just a quick tutorial on this week's challenge. This week's challenge is called the New Era Biography and Context. As I mentioned in the lecture, you're expected to complete all assigned reading and analyze all material, including this week's lecture. You're expected to select one person from the list provided to study and identify 10 relevant contextual details about this period in American history. You can use anything from this week's reading list. I encourage you to do so. I would try not to go beyond the reading list because there's easily 10 things that would be relevant. 10 relevant biographical details about this person, and you'll fill out a handout which includes writing one sentence about this person. So I'm going to show you kind of more materials that will help you with this. You can click here in the slides. It's also in Canvas to access the handout for today's challenge. Now, this is a Google document that I've created, so it is a live document, which means you won't be able to edit this. You will have to download it and save it as a Word document or as a PDF and fill it out from there. So I really encourage you to use sources from this week. In fact, your grade will be affected if you use outside sources, because I have done the work for you in terms of finding the materials I want you to use. So download the file. You won't have access to edit this material yourself. You'll have to create your own document. You'll complete the assigned reading, as I mentioned, and then you'll select one person in this list. Students in my face-to-face and live online classes may be assigned a person or be given the materials in advance. Students in online classes should be doing this on their own. So once you select someone, you're going to search your chosen person. You're going to look up their biography using one specific database. And I'll show you how to use that database from my vantage point. And I want you to paste the citation into the document. I do not want you to Google this person. I don't want you to look it up on Wikipedia. There are more reliable sources in our library, and it's vital that as a historian, as a researcher, you understand how to use the library by the end of this class. You will not qualify for full credit if you do not use a correct source. So I provide the link to you right here, so you can click right on it in the document. But if you've downloaded it to a local file, you may not be able to access it. So I'll show you how to get there. So if you're able to use it from Google, it'll take you directly to the database I want you to use, which is right here, U.S. History Gale in Context. But if you can't get to it directly from the link, here's how. Go to the library's homepage. You can just Google South Mountain Community College Library. You can go to the South Mountain Community College website and click on library, but get to this page, okay? Do you see this very first bullet point that says list of academic databases? Oops, I don't know why my mouse is being funny. Right here? Okay, click on that. And let's go back. What was the database I wanted you to use? U.S. History Gale in Context. Okay, list of databases. You can click by name, it's alphabetical, on the word U, on the letter U, and here it is, U.S. History Gale in Context. So I click on it. What does it do? Okay, here we go. This is the landing page for the database, which means like the library is the hub for all of these databases, all of these materials. So if you were to search the library, it's almost like Google where it will like find all the hits it can get you. But I want you to focus in on this one database because I think it is very useful. So let's say, all right, these are the names that you're able to choose from. And let's say you're really interested in flappers. So let's look up Clara Bow. She was an American actress in the 1920s, one of the most famous. So let's go to U.S. in Context, U.S. History, Gale in Context. Let's just look in the search bar, Clara Bow. Okay, you're going to get just like a ton of hits. And there's a couple things for you to weed out. Remember, the assignment's asking you to find 10 biographical details about Clara Bow. So you're not really looking for anything else. Academic journals are these like longer, very heavily researched, peer-reviewed materials that tend to do like a really broad, big statement about someone and why they're significant. That's kind of what we're looking to try and do ourselves. Primary sources are, you remember, like a firsthand account from the time in question, probably not going to give us a ton on Clara Bow's life and story. References can be useful because those are like encyclopedia entries. So they're shorter, maybe one page, paragraph by paragraph about something significant. And you can see film and theater, fashion, flappers. So clearly Clara Bow is mentioned somewhere in those references. But look at this, biographies. That's what I want you to focus on this week. Find the biography, one of the biographies on your selected person. I have gone myself through all of these people and identified biographies that you can find in this particular database. So I know they're there, okay? You can look at 8 different biographies on Clara Bow. You only need one. Let's see. St. James Encyclopedia of Popular Culture. Sure, let's click on that one. Clara Bow, about this person. Now, look at this site. Look at this source. It is probably about 2 pages, right? I would bet in this 2-page document, you will find 10 biographical details about her. When and where was she born? What did she do? You know, what kinds of movies did she star in? What kinds of fashion was she known for? When did she die, right? Those are 4 things right there that you could easily find in this article. If you can't find 10, you know where to get more, right? So this is just the basic biography about Clara Bow. Now, believe me, you could find probably an 800-page biography, like book manuscript on her if you wanted to. So if this piques your interest, go to Barnes & Noble. You'll find more on Clara Bow, I'm sure. Couple things. You can translate if you would prefer to read this article in Spanish. You can do that, okay? You know what else you can do? You can increase the font size if you want to read a little bit bigger on your screen. You know what else you can do? You can listen. So if you're on the bus and you want to do this assignment, you can listen.
Clara Bow, about this person, born July 29.
Right? So there you have it. And, oh, last thing, remember you need to paste a citation. See right here where it says cite? Look at that. It makes the citation for you. So you could just copy it. I hit Control-C, go back to your page that you're using. There's your citation. Done. You've already done the first part of the assignment and it's been like 4 minutes. Okay? So that's the most important part, is find an appropriate source. Then what you're going to do is you're going to write 10 relevant contextual details. You can use the biography you just found, or you can use my lecture. Excuse me, you can use the assigned reading, you can use the assigned materials, media materials, anything that's already been used in the class, American Yawp, 10 relevant details about Clara Bow's lifetime, right? What's happening in the 1920s and 30s in her life in America. Then 10 biographical details. Who is Clara Bow? What are her contributions, right? So context is the world around you. Biography is your specific story. That's one part of the assignment. And then the last part is using that chart you just created. I just want one sentence. I just want one sentence about Clara Bow that you write that blends her history with her context. And you can see my example about John T. Scopes in the handout. All right. Good luck, historians. I'm excited to see what you do.